But unfortunately, there was some delays to the delivery of these ships. And because of the delivery delay, they could not submit a proposal earlier. Now they are back on track and they have actually submitted a proposal for the consideration of Malaysia. In coming up with a new search proposal, they did not sit back on previous research. They actually engaged universities, Aalto University from Finland, the Linköping University from Sweden, the University of Liverpool from United Kingdom, and they also extensively reviewed the search done by the independent group. The independent group is a loose collection of experts and scientists from different parts of the world who have been collaborating on solving this MH370 mystery. Yeah, we are very thankful for the amount of work they have done. Even the official agencies like the ATSB actually have been in communication with the independent group to exchange ideas and exchange findings. And then recently, scientists by the name of Richard Godfrey came up with a novel way of tracking aeroplanes, which is called WHISPR, WSPR, which actually tries to track aircraft on radio waves, HF radio transmission between ham operators that is distorted by a passage of an aeroplane. This is a totally new and innovative way of looking for an aeroplane. There are many who do not think that it is possible, but there are people who actually think it is possible, including one Professor Maskell from the University of Liverpool, who is in contact with Ocean Infinity. So we all that in place, and then they have also completed with another independent group, Captain Patrick Blally and Jean-Luc Marchand, who are of French origin. They also have got their own independent research, which is a bit different from the mainstream. They believe that there was an active pilot on the aircraft at the time of the splash. They are still using the Inmarsat data as a starting point. The independent group believes that the plane just dived into the sea at the end of his flight. But the French people think that there was an active pilot who actually managed to glide the plane when fuel exhaustion occurred and ditch the plane a little bit further away than where it has been searched. And then Simon Hardy is another independent expert who has also done some research, and OI have been in coordination with them. These are some of the research findings that OI have concluded from their consultation with the various universities and the independent group. This is basically a summary. Pay upfront any fees unless the plane is found. And we don't see any objection to why we should not be able to pay for the plane to be found if we actually want to find the plane. Yeah? I think our intention has always been to find the plane. And the area in grey is the area that was searched by the official search headed by ATSB right in the beginning. At that time, the technology was not so good. They actually used a towed sonar, tow fish to survey the seabed. Today, the technology has advanced manifold. Ocean Infinity has got the state-of-the-art underwater autonomous vehicles. They can cover large tracts of ocean bed in much faster speeds and cover a wider area in the same amount of time. Yeah? So Ocean Infinity are proposing to use some of the latest technologies in conducting the search. And then they've also updated the search area with all the new findings, including WSPR and refinements to the original search area by the independent group. This is the Armada vessel, one of the Armada vessels that was ordered by Ocean Infinity. It's going to be mostly remotely controlled. I mean, the data acquisition will not be done on board. What happened when Fugro searched in the beginning, they actually had IT specialists on board the ship to look at it, and then they ship the data back, or they send the data back to ground stations to analyze further. So they're going to have this Armada vessel which will be crewed by a minimum number of people to manage the ship. most of the controls will be done offshore or from onshore. And towards that end, Ocean Infinity recently announced that they are setting up a remote control station in Hobart, Tasmania, Australia, which we believe will be for conducting a the same vicinity. And of course, this ship is more efficient than current ships that we have, so the carbon footprint is smaller. And then the fact that it is less crew members on board means they can do the same amount of work with a smaller ship. And they're going to have dual AUV and ROV vehicles on board that will be launched depending on what search they're doing and how long they expect to keep the AUVs underwater. That was a brief summary of Ocean Infinity search. I would also like to add further that recently we have been approached by another company. The name of the company is Deep Sea Vision. They are also into underwater searches. They are not as well known as Ocean Infinity, but they too say they have the capability. And the person who contacted me said that they are working with the two names I mentioned earlier from France, Captain Patrick Blely and Jean-Luc Marchand. They are working with them on the basis that this plane crashed much further away from the 7th arc than what most of the independent researchers believe. So with that, I would like to pass over the proposal that we received from Ocean Infinity to YB Anthony Loke so that the Ministry of Transport can have a look and give us their response.
Ladies and gentlemen, YB Anthony Loke, please join me in giving him a warm welcome as he makes his way to deliver his speech.
现在有请 YB 来致辞。
Organizing Committee of Voice 370, next of kins, ladies and gentlemen, on 8th of March 2014, 239 precious lives on board Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 were abruptly taken away from us. As we approach the 10 years remembrance of this heart-wrenching tragedy, it is a painful reminder of the decade-long journey of grief and resilience that loved ones of the victims have endured. Nothing can replace the loss of loved ones. No words can describe the sadness and grief of the relatives, families, and friends. We and the global community share this sadness. The 10 years remembrance not only commemorates the lives that were lost, but also to underscore the need to make things right. The tragedy was a wake-up call to the aviation sector at home and abroad. The government has taken the Malaysian International Civil Aviation Organization Annex 13 safety investigation for MH370 report very seriously and implemented the necessary changes to enhance the aviation safety. Internationally, Malaysia also supports ICAO's continuous effort to strengthen the global aircraft tracking regime. Meaningful changes have been made to prevent a repeat of this tragedy. But I am also acutely aware that the task remains incomplete. Various efforts have been made at the international level to find the lost aircraft. It pains us that the search mission for the aircraft has yet to provide the closure sought by next of kins of MH370 victims. The Malaysian government's position is consistent. We will commission a further search operation where new information and credible evidence is ascertained. To this end, and with the latest proposal by Ocean Infinity, and what was mentioned by Mr. Naden just now, the Ministry of Transport are ready to invite Ocean Infinity to Malaysia to discuss the proposal of a no fine, no fee proposal. We are waiting for Ocean Infinity to provide a suitable dates, and I will meet them anytime that they are ready to come to Malaysia. The Malaysian government is steadfast in our resolve to locate MH370. I hope the families and friends of the victims will remain strong. You have our deepest sympathies and will always be our thoughts and prayers. More importantly, we will stand by you. As the Minister representing the Malaysian government to be here today, it is not just to express our solidarity, but it is a commitment and a promise that the search will go on. And I stand before you and make this promise that I will do everything possible to get the Cabinet's approval to sign a new contract with Ocean Infinity for the search to resume as soon as possible. I'm glad that there are some progress in some of the new research and new technologies which have been presented. And we really hope that the search can find the plane and to give the truth to the next of kin. And we all want to provide closure for the families. Once again, we are standing with you. We will continue to support and to stand in solidarity with all the next of kin. This is the biggest mystery of the aviation in the whole world. And we must solve this mystery. And we hope that the search will turn out positive. And we hope that this will be a closure for the next of kin. We do not hope that every year, next of kin commemorate this anniversary with a lot of questions still in their mind and no closure in this whole tragedy. Therefore, as the government of Malaysia, we will do everything possible to solve this mystery once and for all. And we hope that you remain strong and steadfast to find the truth. Thank you.
Thank you to the Minister of Transport, Yang Berhormat Anthony Loke, for your dedication and continuous support towards the disappearance of MH370. On behalf of Voice 20.
Next in line, we are in for a bit of a dance, ladies and gentlemen. We are thrilled to present D, who will captivate our audience with an interpretive dance performance of Make You Feel My Love by Adele.
接下来我们将有请 D， 他将为我们带来一段舞蹈，歌名为《Make You Feel My Love》。
Please join me in giving her a warm welcome.
And the whole world is on your case. I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars fade, my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I will never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I go hungry, I go black and blue. I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. Nothing that I would do. Go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
Thank you, Dee, for that wonderful and interpretive dance performance.
谢谢 D 的精彩表演。
And now, we would like to hear a tribute from the next of kin of the passengers from Malaysia.
那我们现在要有请的是 MH370的家属，来自马来西亚的家属。
We will hear from two people. The first is Jaquita Gonzalez, whose husband, Patrick Gomez, was the in-flight supervisor with our national airline, Malaysian Airlines, for over 35 years.
那我们将会有2位家属来做分享。那第一位是 Jaquita Gonzalez， 那她的丈夫 Patrick Gomez 在马来西亚航空公司担任了35年的这个机长主管。
Following that, we will hear from Ms. Grace Nathan, the spokesperson for MH370, the Search On campaign, and Voice 370, whose mother, Ann Daisy, was a passenger on the plane.
那第2位是 Grace Nathan， 那她是 MH370 搜寻活动和为370的发言人。那她的母亲 Ann Daisy 也是 MH370的乘客。
Please join me in giving them a warm welcome.
那么把时间交给他们。
Good afternoon, dear friends and relatives, and my new MH370 relatives as well. We would like to express our sincere gratitude for your support today as we mark our 10th year anniversary of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. A decade it sounds so much longer. It's like forever. It actually feels it. Every year as we approach 8th of March, all that happened on that day, the memories come back like as if it was only yesterday. We relive the agonizing call from Malaysia Airlines to say that the plane has gone missing. We normally hear of people going missing, but not a huge aircraft, a Boeing 777, let alone your loved ones on board. Being glued to the television, hoping for some news, good news. Unfortunately, that didn't happen until today. So we waited. That's all we did and have been doing so far. Every website that I go through tells you aircraft type, Boeing 777, operator, Malaysia Airlines, call sign, Malaysia 370, destination, Beijing, occupant 239, passengers 227, crew 12. Fatalities 239 presumed, survivors 0 presumed. There are altogether about 126 books that have already been written about MH370 and the numerous documentaries. But who has the answer? Many theories and speculations. How are we to get answers? Only way to solve this mystery is to find the plane. That's why it's important to search on. Don't let it remain a mystery. Then only we can put the puzzle pieces together and find out what happened. It can happen again. We need to make sure that flying is safe again. My husband Patrick, the in-flight supervisor on board, said goodbye and we expected to say hello again when he returned. But sadly, that didn't happen. As the years pass, we continue to celebrate Patrick through the memories that we have of him. His grandson, Raphael, was 3 years old when it happened. Now he's 13, a teenager, almost taller than me. My eldest daughter, Nicolette, was 29, Davina was 26, Michelle was 23, and Enrique was only 15. Just add 10 years to each of them. Patrick now has 2 granddaughters, Alessandra, 6 years old, and Arya Shea, 7 months old. He would be a doting grandfather like he was to Raphael. It's sad that he is not around now with us, but we keep the memories of him alive and constantly talk about him. He might be gone, but not forgotten and never will be. So we urge for the search to go on so that we can get closure and get answers. Let's not forget all those on board and not let them just be known as the plane that went missing. But I'm thankful today we have good news from our Minister Anthony Loke, so search on. Thank you. Now, I would like to ask Grace, whom when I first met was single. She's married now, has her own practice, and has 2 beautiful boys. Look how time flies. Grace.
Good evening once again, everyone. I would like to start by thanking everybody for their time, for being here today, for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. I'd especially like to extend my thanks to Yang Berhormat, our Minister of Transport, Anthony Loke, who has in such a committed way, stated his desire for the search to go on and for MH370 to be found. I would also like to thank all of the other members of parliament, state legislative assemblies, and all of our distinguished guests for coming and participating here with us today. We are grateful. We realize 10 years is a long time. And always in the run-up to the remembrance event, I do a lot of press interviews. One of the questions that I am frequently asked is, how is life after 5 years, after 6 years? Have you moved on? My answer is, I have gone on, but I haven't moved on. So I'd like to talk a little bit about what has happened in my life since the plane went missing 10 years ago. What it means to go on, but not to move on. The plane went missing in March 2014, and in November 2014, I was called to the bar in England and Wales. 1 year later, in 2015, I started working and I was called to the Malaysian bar. In 2016, I took some time off to focus on the Search On campaign. Part of that campaign led us to Australia, Madagascar, and Mauritius in search for answers and to raise awareness about the missing plane. The first photo on the slide is a picture taken in Australia. The middle photo is a picture of a press conference in Madagascar where we went to fishing villages to educate the local population about identifying and recovering potential MH370 debris. And the third picture is a picture of me searching for pieces of the plane on which my mother was a passenger. In 2017, my sister graduated as a doctor in England. In all of the pictures of our graduation, my father did not smile because he missed my mother. In 2018, I met my husband. In 2019, we were engaged. In 2020, in the middle of the COVID pandemic, we got married. I always wanted my mother and father to walk me down the aisle, and I carried my mother's photos on a bouquet of daisies. My mom's name is Anne Catherine Daisy. In 2022 and in 2023, I welcomed my first and second children. And also in 2023, I started my own practice. And here we are today at the 10th annual remembrance event. I've really gone on with my life, but I haven't moved on. I'm still here, I'm still doing press interviews, and I'm still standing before all of you, hoping to have you join us in our Search On campaign. Because we truly believe that what happened to MH370 extends way beyond our own long suffering, our own need for closure. It's been hard for me when I got married. I really missed the presence of my mother. It was hard for me during my pregnancy. I had 2 very difficult pregnancies. Both my children were born prematurely. I longed for my mother. I longed to be able to talk to her about all the things that I was going through. And now every time I look at my children, I think about her. I have learned to appreciate her in so many different ways now that I am a mother myself. I'm a long way away from where I started in 2014. And I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for all the support that I have received. And my husband and my children are here today. And I'd like to introduce all of you to them. All of you who have been here, a part of this journey for the last 10 years. We thank you for your support. Without your support, we wouldn't be here today. And we hope that you truly understand and truly believe that we are doing this for the future of aviation safety. MH370 is not history. It's the future. It's the future of all our aviation safety every time we take to the skies. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you to Ms. Jaquita and Grace.
我们谢谢 Miss Jaquita 和 Grace。
Passengers and crew. And with that, can I invite all the immediate family and friends of anyone on board MH370 to kindly come on stage, as we will each hold a candle. Each of those with family members and friends on MH370.
那为了纪念 MH370 239位乘客的这个时刻呢，我们有请所有 MH370 乘客的家属们，还有朋友们都可以到前台这边点燃239根蜡烛。
Can I invite the press to kindly give way to the family members, please? Once again, can I invite the press and photographers to kindly give way to the family and friends, please? We would like to invite our Honourable Minister, Yang Berhormat Anthony Loke, to light a candle as well.
那我们也请所有的媒体朋友们都可以保持一定的距离，在这里也请所有的 VIP 们可以到前面来一起点燃这239根蜡烛。
Once again, can I ask that our photographers and press please stand back to give way for the loved ones and family members, please?
请媒体朋友们给一点空间给所有的 MH370的家属们。
Once again, can I invite all press and photographers to kindly make way for the loved ones, please? Translation, please.
请所有的媒体朋友们呢，都可以请一定要保持一定的距离，给我们的家属们一点空间。
Journalists, press, can you kindly make your way down, as we would want to have the immediate family and loved ones on board MH370 up. Journalists, photographers, can we ask you to kindly remove from the stage, please?
请所有的媒体们都给所有的家属一点空间，不要挡住他们。请不要在台上，感恩。
Once again, family members, we apologize. Once again, can the journalists and press kindly make your way down? Photographers, once again, please.
请所有的媒体们不要站在台上，谢谢。
Photographers, you can be at the side of the stage. Once again, you can be on the side of the stage. Please don't be on the stage. We want to reserve that for the family members.
请所有的媒体朋友们、摄影师们，请不要站在台上，因为台上是我们特别为所有的家属们留下的。
Once again, to the photographers and journalists, can I kindly ask you to remove yourself from the stage, please? No, don't come up. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashmita. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We hope that in lighting the candles, we have brought some comfort to the family and friends of the passengers who were aboard MH370. And now, up next, we have a special symbolic gesture where Yang Berhormat Anthony Loke, Minister of Transport, will help us with a special symbolic gesture.
那我们现在有请交通部长 YB 陆兆福到台上来为我们拼凑拼图。
If we could have all your attention to look at the jigsaw on the right, on my right of the stage. It's a symbolic jigsaw puzzle that demonstrates that until we find all the pieces of the plane, we will not be able to know what has happened to MH370. We would like to call the organizing committee to come forward to affix the pieces together with our Minister of Transport, YB Anthony Loke.
Once again, we would like to call upon the organizing committee of Voice 370 to fix the jigsaw piece together with YB Anthony Loke.
请所有志愿者到前面来和我们的 YB 一起拼凑这一个飞机的拼图。
For your information, the background of the board contains the prominent news articles and the posters on our Search On campaign over the decade. This symbolizes the efforts made by the next of kin together with those who have supported them throughout the years.
那其实整个结构呢是完全由一对不愿意透露姓名的夫妻一起设计和手工制造的。那从设计到框架的制造，再到木板的安装呢，从头到尾都花了几个星期的时间。
The 10 pieces of jigsaw that are being attached on the board symbolize the 10 years that have passed and the search campaign that has been ongoing ever since.
那板上的10块拼图象征着已经过去的10年和从那时候起就一直进行的搜救活动。
As you can see from the board, some questions and pieces cannot be filled as these questions still linger on and remain a mystery to us all.
正如大家所从拼图板上看到的，有些问题和拼图是无法被填补的，因为这些问题仍然存在，对我们所有人来说都是一个谜。
We hope that this inspires a renewed search investigation and finally helps the next of kin fill these missing pieces to their lives.
我们希望这能激发大家重新开始搜寻活动，最终能帮助所有的家属们填补他们生活中的这些缺失。
We invite the next of kin and the organizing committee to affix the pieces.
来，我们请所有的家属一起来拼凑这个拼图。那我们先开始拼这个飞机的尾巴。
Each part of the jigsaw resembles a significant event, ladies and gentlemen, to questions that are yet to answer, to questions that we hope would have answers to the disappearance of flight MH370.
那每一片呢，这个拼图都是这10年来的一些搜救的一些经历。那希望大家可以一起激发这个搜寻活动继续的进行，让所有还未能拼凑的这些问题一起找出来。
YB design.
Thank you once again to our Minister of Transport, YB Anthony Loke, for his commitment to the Search On campaign. Thank you to all our guests, to all our sponsors, especially all the volunteers who worked tirelessly to make this event a success. Without your support, your participation and your commitment over the last decade, we would not have been able to advocate for the search for this long. Thank you everyone who has attended our event. We will now end with the song from Hashika about MH370.
非常感谢大家的参与，谢谢所有的志愿者。那我们现在马上把时间交给 Hashika。
Membawaku cahaya baru dari semalam ku lepaskan esok hari bawa harapan teruskan biar ku jauh dari mata takkan hilang ku berdoa terus gagah melangkah pasti hari-hari yang ku I suara.
Okay, shall we start?
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
Maybe the CMP. Can you comment on the lack of still real-time tracking for airlines after MH370 happened?
As far as Malaysia is concerned, CAM has mandated that all aircraft to transmit position every 50 minutes via satellite-based technology. And Malaysia Airlines is tracking at better frequencies than the 50-minute required by ICAO right now. And in accordance to ICAO Annex 6 Part 1 requirement, Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia will mandate all aircraft that over 27,000 kilogram takeoff mass to have autonomously transmit information in 1 minute interval from 1st January 2025. This is to comply with the requirement with Global Aeronautical Distress and Safety System as set out by ICAO. So definitely, as far as Malaysia is concerned, we have implemented this.
How soon can you meet with Ocean Infinity this year?
Sorry?
How soon could you meet with Ocean Infinity this year?
Anytime. As I said, if they can come tomorrow, I will meet them tomorrow.
Minister, have you shared this information with Australia yet, and what role might they play?
Sorry?
Have you shared any of this information with the Australian government yet, and what role might they play if this...
No, we have not in touch with the Australian government yet, but once Ocean Infinity has finalized their proposal, definitely we have to be in touch with the Australian government to get their cooperation, so for the search to immediately start.
Do you need the cabinet's approval on the search?
Sorry, sir.
Do you need the approval from the cabinet before the search resumes?
Of course, any contractual obligation needs cabinet approval because it involves financial implications. The previous contract has ended because the previous contract was the search in 2017 and it was ended in 2018. So right now it's a fresh proposal by Ocean Infinity. If we start with this proposal based on no fine, no fee policy, even though it's no fine, no fee, but we anticipate if let's say we start into a contract with Ocean Infinity, we hope that the plane is found. Then once the plane is found, there is a financial implication to the government of Malaysia. It is not that we are not committed to it, definitely we are committed to it, but we need the cabinet to approve the proposal. But I'm very, very confident that the government of Malaysia and the cabinet will approve such proposal.
Has the invitation been sent to Ocean Infinity ready to...
Yes, I think I have made an open statement today, a very clear statement in front of all media. And the next of kin are also in touch with them. So we are prepared to meet them anytime, either physically or through a conference call.
Has there been a response? Have you heard anything?
Yes, they are prepared to come.
Maybe earlier you mentioned
there was a proposal made by Ocean Infinity, they say last year. What's the problem with that proposal to prevent Malaysia from giving a green light there?
There is no limitation as far as the Malaysian government is concerned. I think as what Mr. Nandan has mentioned, there were some delays in terms of the delivery of the ship. So they have not finalized the proposal. But right now they are ready and they have finalized the proposal, and we are ready to discuss the proposal.
There's no reluctance on the part?
No reluctance. As I've mentioned numerous times, as far as Malaysian government is concerned, we are committed to that search, and the search must go on.
Earlier you mentioned as and when there's new evidence, but at the same time you say as soon as possible. So which will take?
That's why they say right now they have come up with a credible information. I mean, of what they have mentioned in the proposal. That what do you call that? That position has always been the Malaysian government's position. As when that the credible information is forthcoming, then we are committed to that search. And right now, according to the next of kin, Mr. Nandan, and they have come up with a proposal, and we are ready to discuss the proposal. And they are very confident that they have done a lot of research for this information, and we are ready to discuss. And once we finalize, I will bring to cabinet.
So you see this 15,000 square kilometers as credible new evidence?
Well, I'm not the expert to say whether it's credible or not. I think for them to prove to us, and I'm sure that based on this proposal, I think we have no reluctance to start such a search, because it is based on no fine, no fee proposal. So they are taking a risk as well to make sure that whatever costs incurred is up to them. If they cannot find the plane, then there is no fee for them.
What about the deep sea vision and the other party that is?
We welcome other proposals as well.
Time frame, when roughly do you see this happening?
It's up to Ocean Infinity to come back to us immediately. Once they come back to us, and we have to, as I mentioned, I have to bring it to cabinet for the approval in terms of the commitment on the financial costs. But I don't foresee that is a problem. Usually, I mean, within weeks we can get the cabinet to go through the paper.
Have you been given any indication of what the financial cost will be?
Sorry?
Have you been given any indication of what the financial?
Yes, they have given They have given an indication of the cost. But let us just withhold the cost first. Cost is not an issue here. So I think as far as the government is concerned, we have never considered the cost. If they can find the plane, I think the cost is something that the government has to bear.
Who signs off if the information they have is credible?
Sorry?
Credible information. Who signs off on whether it's credible and that decision is made?
As far as we are concerned, the government of Malaysia has to bear the cost. So we sign off.
Who signs off
Of course, there are authorities within the Ministry of Transport, Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, as well as there are some technical experts within the ministry. So I will stand guided by them. But as far as this proposal is concerned, I do not foresee any limitations and any hindrance for us to proceed. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
More or less than the last one?
Let us get the contract first, then we will announce it. Okay? Well, that means it's leave it to the technical expert. I will leave it to the expert.
Sabar ya.
Oh, boleh bangun sekarang.
Duluan ya?
No problem. Boleh. Assalamualaikum. I think my recording.